Hello, happy Saturday. It's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. And I got a lot to show you. It's been a while. Well, it hasn't been a while. I did a video yesterday. But I've sort of held back on finished items for a day because yesterday was the Friday Fun Favorites and it was all about chickens. So I didn't want to show you other stuff that I'd finished. So I have a bit of a backup. After my rough day on, was it Thursday? I told you I was going to take this kit and work on this kit that I got on Amazon. I think it was $14.79. A bit pricey for a kit. Well, it's a lot less than a Wooble kit. But I enjoyed making it. The name is Hugo the Turtle. And I think Thursday night when I was doing the video, I said I had like 15 minutes while dinner was cooking to see if I could somehow manage to pull up the video. And yeah, there's a little UPC code to go to the cookie store. It's a cookie box website, and under Hugo the Turtle, there was a little click here for the PDF. I think it was 9 pages. I didn't need the page with all the abbreviations, the page for what you needed, and the page for, there was just like 3 pages of stuff I didn't need. So I printed out the front page so I would have a picture of Hugo, and then I just printed out the directions. Saved myself a few pages in paper. They were good, they were bad. I did go a little bit rogue. Okay, let's get them together here. See? My Hugo is happier than their Hugo because I put a smile on mine. The materials, they get a thumbs up because they use the tube yarn, like the easy yarn, and a 3mm hook. It stitches are nice and tight. I probably would have used a little bit bigger hook because it seemed a little hard to work with. It's a thicker yarn. I probably would have used a 3.5 or a 3.75F. Okay, the directions, when you printed up the PDF, nice big type, but didn't have to get out my readers or squint or anything. The only thing was, there was one section missing. It told you how to make the shell for the back, and there's an inner shell that you make, but like the shell for the back ends at 24 stitches, and the inner shell ends at 18 stitches, and I'm like, how are you supposed to sew these together? They don't match up. But in the video, it explained it. Okay, that same page where you could download the pattern, you could also download the video. You could watch the video. And the video has chapters, so you could go right to the assembly. So, I mean, look at his, can you see, like the nice glittery green eyes? Some nice materials in here. And good directions. I like the way he turned out. I will probably use the pattern to make another one with regular worsted weight yarn. I do have some fancy eyes like this. I hope I still have green left. Although I could give them like yellow eyes. I'm happy with the pattern. Yes. I don't know if I'd want to spend $14.79 for it, but I liked it. I like the yarn. I like the pattern. I like the materials. There was a little bit left over. Oh, and they gave you a nice, sturdy metal needle. I had this much left over. A little bit of tan, a little bit of brown, a little bit more green. There's the nice sturdy needle. Nice big eye, which will go out by my table. But that was my cookie box kit. That was nice. That was a nice treat. Well, then I went full speed ahead on finishing up bag 2 from the yarn gift from Michelle and Cheyenne. I don't even know how much yarn I had, maybe about 12 ounces, 10, 12 ounces left in the box. What did I start with? I started with the highlighter yarn. I combined it with a skein of Dollar Tree. Come here. Come here. Dollar Tree Just Chenille. And I made a loaf cat. Now, I was playing yarn chicken. And I could tell I was going to lose. So this is the Annie Caraway pattern that she has free on, she has it as a free YouTube tutorial, but I skipped a row after the back legs. So he has a squatter body because I knew I was going to run out, and I just squeaked through. Now, if I had done it according to the pattern where she has the first 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rows all white, I might have been able to get through. But I always miss that. I always forget to start the center of the face with white. Forgetful, forgetful. You know what else is forgetful? When you leave a stitch marker in the bottom of your finished project. So I'm calling it the highlighter cat because these colors just remind me of highlighter colors. So I need to get that added to my Etsy listing and get a tag on it and put it in my Loaf Cat box. So now that the highlighter yarn was used up, the next pretty big cake was the cake of, excuse me, the cake of pastel variegated yarn that I used to make my little mushroom boy. There's still a pretty good amount left of that. Now first, I've been thinking of the Midnight Crafters lately. She hasn't posted in a long time. This is her pattern, Cheeky Beakies. Yes, it has cheeks back there. Made up a cute little chicken in the pastels, Cheeky Beaky. I just haven't seen her post in a long time. So I wanted to make her little pattern. And I will probably send her an email and say, I miss you and I hope everything is going fine with you. She's got 2 little kids and she was working in addition to trying to do her YouTube and her crocheting and her craft shows and all. So she had a very full plate, and she may have just stepped away from YouTube and Instagram to focus more on her family. But I want to, let her know that I miss her. Okay, after that, I made myself a cup of coffee. This is also a free pattern on Instagram. The Jellycat Coffee. It's got the little heart for the cream on the top. I think that turned out pretty well. The color pooling's pretty cute. The way we've got like a patch of green and a patch of yellow. It's between 2 pink patches on the front. But there was still more. Now I talked about this in my chicken yesterday. How I sort of freehand chickens depending on how much yarn I have left over. And that's what I did with this one. I made up a chicken with the rest of that yarn. I finished it off. And then there was also some gray yarn in there that I used to make said chicken a little basket. But there was still a little bit more of the gray yarn left. So I made a coaster. I don't know if I'll use that or if I'll toss it in my $3 bin. And let's see. I made a little I just freehanded this guy. Made a little turtle. Purple, yellow, blue, white. Just using up what I had left in that box. He'll go in my $5 box. There were still some blues left over. And I still had a little cake of the off-white yarn. So I used the pattern from Jenna's new book. What is it called? No Sew Mini Amigurumi by Jenna Tattoo, made by Jenna. I used her snake pattern, and I made a mini blue striped snake. I'll toss him in my $8 box. So I was looking, oh, there's still some gray in there. I made a little gray seal. Free pattern, Vanilla Gurumi on Instagram. Then we got to decision-making time. There was this gorgeous skein, I'll put a picture up here and circle it, of a sparkly yarn that when I wound it in the cake, it went from pink out to purple to green to blue. And it went through a few shades of blue. Oh, what do I make with this? And I thought, oh, it would look cool if I made a dragon, where the dragon just changed from color to color. So I went on Ravelry, and I'm scrolling through. Search for dragon. Make it crochet. Make it a free pattern. Make it a toy. And I'm scrolling through, and I'm looking. Oh, that one's a possibility. But then I'm thinking, if I start to make this dragon, okay, let's use the snake as an example. If I start to make this dragon, and he starts out pink, and then changes to purple, and it starts to change to green about where the wings would be, and then changes to blue back here. When I go back to make the wings, I'm not going to have any of that green left to make the wings. The wings would have to be whatever I come up with at the end of the skein. And that might not look, and it might be nice to have the same wing color for the, like on the tail or the spikes or something to pull it together. I'm not going to have that if I'm just going through and using the yarn up. Maybe if I made like a sitting dragon where I could make, you know, the head and the body would be the colors changing, but then I could make sure that the arms and the legs were. So I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling through Ravelry patterns. And in the midst of this search where I specified dragons, it shows me an octopus, a flip octopus. And I was like, that is perfect. And I had a pattern already that I've made before for a flip octopus. As I said, that is perfect. I got all the way through the pinks before I got to the tentacles, and it changed to pink, and then there was just a little bit of purple, and then it changed to blue. Oh, wait, we'll go going this way. Purple, and then it changed to blue for the rest of the tentacles. So then, to start the other side, I went from the outside of the cake, working my way in. He's sad. He's sad, angry, confused on this side. You can see, you can get it started with one shade of blue and switched to another. So some of the tentacles are pretty close in color from front to back. And the blue that I ended up in, that I used to put it all together, goes pretty well with both sides. So it's just, yes, I found the perfect project for that yarn. I have a flip Octo. And sometimes when you're making one of these, your one yarn might be just a little thicker or a little thinner than the other. and it doesn't fit together perfectly. This does. Okay, and this wasn't just the single strand of that. I think it was sport weight. I did hold together some white yarn with this to give it more of a tweedy look and to stretch it out a little bit. Because if I just did the single strand with like a 3.0 hook, I would have ended up with a much smaller octopus, and I think people would have balked at paying over $20 for it. Because, I mean, there's two pieces. I had to make two complete octopus and 16 legs and put them all together. I think this will go for $25. So, where do I stand with bag number 2? 1.5 ounces. This bag is going down today. This gray, possums. The gray and white will go together for possums. The black, you need a little black for the possum ears. So I'll probably get a couple of possums out of there. So this is going down. So I will be starting either tonight or tomorrow my next bag. I'm not looking. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, pick a tiger by the toe. Here we go. Ooh, going with this one. This one has more of the bigger balls of yarn. Like, I can get a fairly big project out of that pink, out of this purple. There's some green there. Turtles, lizards. So I will get this caked up and into a tray so I can get a picture of it. I will weigh it this time so I know how much is in here. Oh, I don't have an official. I haven't finished yet. Okay. I was going to say, I can't tell you how many projects I made from that yarn yet because I'm not done yet. It is currently at, let's see, the flip octo. After the flip octo, I finished the turtle, the snake, the coaster, the chicken's basket. It's up to about 20 projects already. So the reason I brought my planner back, I'm 1 week out now from my next show. It's a local show, high school, 15-minute drive. I don't know, probably about 15-minute drive. You know, I could say. If I go into here, I was looking up old shows. And let's see, I left at 7:42. I arrived at 8:02. Okay, it's a 20-minute drive. Oh, that was a bad year. 2017. Oh, that was spring. Okay. But I have two little notebooks. Before I started printing out spreadsheets and gluing this or taping spreadsheets into another notebook, I would write down in this notebook. I take the notebook with me, and that way I could write down what sold and little notes like what I was needing to add to inventory, stuff like that. So 20 minutes. Been doing the show since 2013. I don't have figures for 2013, but last year, nope, 2021 was my best year there, because in 2020 there wasn't a show, and I think in 2021 people came back and they were so happy to be out and shopping, and they were out shopping. That's the good news. That was my best year. The bad news is I only sold $244 worth of stuff. So my best show ever at this school was $244 in sales. That came out to 24th place in my list of shows. My worst show there was in 2015 when I paid $25 for the table and I only had $35 in sales. So my average net for this show is $54.20. Now, before, the show fee was only $20, but in 2023 they upped it to $40. So now it's going to take a little bit more effort to get to $54 in profit. So there's a couple things to shoot for. I've got to have $94.20 in sales to make it above average, and I've got to have, let's see, $219 was the net. So I've got to have $259 in sales to make it my best fall show at the school. So I've got a week now to get stuff priced and sorted and ready to hit the ground running and try to clear some inventory. So that's it for today. It's a little bit longer than usual, but I had a lot to show you. Tomorrow, I may be able to do a finale video. Oops, I just dropped my day planner. A finale video for bag number 2, because all I have to do is finish off 1.5 ounces of yarn, and I'm putting, I got a box here, I'm putting the stuff from that bag, putting it in there. And tomorrow, Tracy from Travel Crochet will unveil the theme for the coming week, what animal and what color. I know that one of the colors left is striped. I should go back and watch last week's video again and see what the other 2 things were still on the wheel. If I do that before I edit this video, I'll put them in up here by Mr. Crocky. So it's time to go have some lunch. Or maybe we'll just have a big dinner at 3 o'clock. I don't know. It's already 2:20. I think we'll probably just do one big dinner for the day. Have one big meal at 3. And then just have a bowl of cereal or something later. It's sort of too late to have lunch and then have a big dinner. So there's the executive decision. When I was out shopping this week, I got my husband a bacon chicken ranch flatbread pizza from Aldi. So I can put that in the oven for him. I think I have some gluten-free bagel pizza bites that I could warm up for myself, and I'll make a big salad, and that'll be it. Okay. Dinner, edit, crafting. Bye-bye.